Been so generous with your time. Do you mind doing a quick 2-round mock draft with us? Just Cardinals.
Ooh, sure. Yeah. All right, let me pull up the PFF mock draft simulator. Just to
well, we can pull it up on our screen. We can all do
I got it right here, Trev.
Oh, okay. All right. All
right, here we go.
We're prepared for this. This is something we wanted to get the master in on. So we've got it here. We're already in the first round.
Beautiful.
Cardinals, Pats, Washington, as you mentioned, the Commanders, and maybe wanting the quarterback. Do you entertain trying to drop back a spot, or do you just take the sure thing?
Yeah, I mean, you got to be very confident that they're not going to take the guy that you want. And I wouldn't do a trade at this point in time, just because it's hard for me to really walk through all the variables. Draft weekend, of course, you're picking number 3 overall. Your phone's going to be wide open. Monty is very clearly somebody who's not afraid to have the conversations and pick up the phone and talk about some trade deals and seeing something that could work. Obviously, if you are moving back down from only 3 to number 4, if Washington's moving up, they're probably moving up to go get a quarterback, but maybe they're moving up to go get the offensive tackle that they want. Maybe, Monty could say to them like, hey, Giants are calling and, they actually want your offensive tackle. So if you want this guy, you got to come up and get him. That's, I think, the fun game of negotiation. But I won't do a trade back, although I think you always entertain it. I would go Marvin Harrison Jr. here. I know that this is not the most pressing need for them, but this is the biggest difference maker that you could get at this point in time, I think.
3 wide receivers on their roster beyond this season. Hollywood Brown is kind of gone away since Kyler Murray returned. I think it's actually a great pick for the Arizona Cardinals. And Johnny and I talk about it all the time. Johnny likes to lean on this, and it's true. You can sell Marvin Harrison Jr. jerseys the next day. I mean, he's going to get the fan base.
Yeah. They don't have enough players like that. Like we've had a Trey McBride renaissance here. It's been fantastic, but we can only sell, enough 85s and number 1s here. They need star power. I think the middle of the roster has improved dramatically, but the top end, the top 10%, where you're going to be able to compete with a Seattle or, the Rams, and suddenly, Niners roster is loaded with star players, you need to hit on a couple blue chippers.
Yep. I agree with you.
All right. We're at that Houston pick as it stands right now. What is that, 18th overall?
Yeah.
Some really, really intriguing prospects here, Trevor.
Can you scroll up? Who did? Let me see the run on edge rushers. I feel like edge rushers.
Yeah.
You guys got screwed a little bit here.
It was tough. Chop's
Holy
gone.
Cow.
Newton's a fantastic prospect. I know you're high on him, as are we. He's gone.
Yep.
Jared Verse is gone.
Oh
Dallas
my goodness.
Turner is gone. Yeah.
Wow.
We're gonna have to.
You even got Braylon Trice off the board. They're doing you guys dirty out here. Holy cow! No.
What about this kid from Oregon State? What can you tell us about him?
Oh, so I love Talize Fuaga. He's one of my favorite tackles in the class. I mean, this guy's an absolute ass kicker. He's got one of the highest run blocking grades that we've had in PFF this year. It's basically him and Joe Alt that have been going back and forth for the highest overall blocking grade of anybody. Now, he is not the pass protector that I would say certainly Ola Fashanu or Joe Alt are, maybe even behind a JC Latham, just because, the footwork and just how much ground he covers with his footwork in pass sets. It's not as impressive as it is for those other guys, but he reminds me of another offensive lineman I was really high on last year, and that is Darnell Wright from Tennessee, where, okay, just because he's maybe not as flexible, as, fancy with his footwork and pass protection, he always loves to bring the fight to the pass rushers that are coming at him. And he's got so much strength and he's got so much violence with his hands that even that is disruptive and has made him into a really, really solid pass protector. So maybe not the smooth mover of those other guys, but he is really nice. He's played right tackle for Oregon State, so he's not a left tackle. So if you wanted, is Humphreys probably going to be gone after this year?
He's under contract, and Paris played. Well, he's at right tackle now. He played left tackle at Ohio State.
Right.
It feels like if they wanted to, they could pull a maneuver on this. And I mean, could they kick him inside for a year? Could he play guard?
He can definitely play guard. Some people think he's better at guard.
Okay.
I mean, I'm one of those that would tell you, dude, he played well enough at tackle this year. I am always of the camp of, if there's a fringe guy like that, I let you fail at tackle first. Show me you can't play tackle. And footwork is one of those things that, all right, if you just can't cover the ground, if you can't be left on an island as an offensive tackle, maybe we'll kick you inside. But if you kick him inside, man, he's gonna be people moving for you. So look, it sounds like you guys would love to go that direction. You don't have to fight me too much on it. He's one of my favorite guys in this class, so I would absolutely pick him.
I want to ask a quick question because Bo says I'm grossly irresponsible with even entertaining the idea of 2 wide receivers. Is that an irresponsible play? Marvin Harrison Jr. and like if they've got Keon Coleman, let's say as a top 12 pick on their board, top 10 player on their board, is there at least a part of you that's tempted to do that, or is it just this team has so many needs you can't mess around with that?
So how many? They have 2 third-round picks, right?
They have 3.
Okay, so they have a second-round pick, and then they have 3 third-round picks.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be picking a wide receiver here.
Gotcha.
No,
okay,
I wouldn't be.
Fair enough.
The draft is too deep, and you can get wide receiver often to where if you have any sort of trench need or another premium need, obviously like pass rush or offensive tackle, to me you got to go that direction, knowing that you will be able to get another wide receiver at some point in time, maybe even right here.
So now we're here in the second round, the last pick we're going to make here with Trevor Sikkema of PFF. The Cardinals, 1 pick in the second round, and then, as we mentioned, the 3 picks in the third round. So a lot of needs. We just addressed the offense, and the defense certainly has a lot of those on the defensive front. In the interior, always could go a premium position at the pass rush spot and cornerback. What do you like here for Monty Ossenfort and crew?
I mean, this is beautiful dilemma to have for them because you have obviously wide receivers on the board. If you wanted to take that chance, these guys are still available. A speed guy like Xavier Worthy, if Hollywood Brown is out of there,
he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you get Worthy in there, and that's boom. You've got somebody who could easily stretch the field for you. Jalen Polk, who has also had an unbelievable year at Washington, one of the best contested catchers and deep ball wide receivers that we've had in college football. The fact that Terrion Arnold is here, I was telling myself, I was like, okay, if we go offensive tackle at 18, I'm probably going to go edge rusher. I probably have to, but with Arnold being here, Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama gets a lot of the hype, but Arnold is certainly really burst onto the scene this season. You can see some of those late grades, like how well he has been in coverage. And you want to talk about a guy who's got the athleticism to be able to stick with wide receivers at the NFL level. There have been times at the end of the season where he's looked more and more confident that he's running the routes for the wide receivers before they even break. And you see a lot of interceptions and a lot of forced incompletions because of it. So I'm honestly between Arnold and his teammate, Chris Braswell, near the bottom. So Braswell is a senior at Alabama. He's a former 5-star, I believe. Took him a little bit of time because he came into Alabama as like a heavy-handed defensive end, like more of like a 5 technique, 3-point stance kind of a guy. But at Alabama, they do a lot of they do a lot of 3-4 stuff. So instead of having him gain weight and be more of a 4-eye 3-4 defensive end, they've trained him more to be a stand-up outside linebacker type of an edge rusher. He's finally really comfortable in that role. For as good as Dallas Turner is, Chris Braswell actually leads Alabama in total pressures this season. So another dude who is a really good athlete. I think I'll go Arnold just because he is higher on my board. I like him a lot. To me, he's like immediately CB1, and you get Arnold on one side, Garrett Williams on the other, Keitrell Clark in the slot. Like, now we're cooking, baby. So I like that, and I think the secondary is really nice at that point.
Let's see how we did. They're going to grade it. Are we grading with a curve because Trevor's guiding us? It's like we've got our teacher side by side when we're filling out the Scantron here. But I'm going to tell you right now, I would sign up for this draft tomorrow if possible.
This is come on, look at that, baby. That's an A. You love that. It's so it's so funny when I do, because I do a lot of like written like team mocks, team centric stuff. 5-round Cardinals mock, 5-round Buccaneers mock, whatever it is. And we'll always use this image to kind of promote the mock draft simulator. And there are times where I like a certain player for a certain team, but they might be a little bit further down on the overall ranking. So it's like, it'll give me like a D or an F or something for one of those picks. And it's like, but it's me, like it's my rankings that are doing me dirty here with this pick. So it is always funny when it kind of spits out something like that, but that was fun. That was good stuff.
It's unbelievable to get to do a mock draft with Trevor Sikkema of PFF with the PFF mock draft simulator. If you haven't dabbled with that, get on the website now. Of course, check out Trev's great work. Follow him on Twitter at Tampa Bay Trey. Trevor, happy holidays, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Anytime. This is a lot of fun.